This is all the hardware Willowbrook took back home from the national championships in Orlando, but they aren't satisfied just yet. The Astros know losing Correa in the middle of a pennant race will hurt, but they say it's something they can overcome. The objective in baseball is to keep your eye on the ball, but in beat baseball, it's important to listen for this sound. Playing rugby in one of these wheelchairs doesn't just give the players a chance to be active, it also makes them feel enabled. However, the purple glove doesn't just remind First of his father. It also reminds him to keep fighting. Obviously, one of the players who showed up to Texans minicamp was rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. While he's still wrapping his head around playing at the next level, there's still work to be done. The Clear Lake Falcons take the field wearing red, white, and blue, but freshman baseball player Jeff First's favorite color is purple.
It's a way to represent my dad while I'm playing baseball, doing what I love.
First's father, Ken, died last April from pancreatic cancer. Since the color for pancreatic cancer is purple, First decided to wear a purple glove.
I wanted to do a little bit more like older professional way. I mean, a purple glove is still not, I guess. I mean, it's just another way to represent my dad.
I dropped him when he was a baby.
However, the purple glove doesn't just remind First of his father. It also reminds him to keep fighting.
Don't give up, don't ever give up, which is what he would always tell me.
Got it!
So I think it reminds him that there's always going to be challenges in life, challenges at these games, but that he has to stay in there. He has to give it his all.
And First's teammates have taken notice of his new attitude.
It's gonna be fun.
It brought a whole new, almost a whole new Jeff out, and how he wants to live his life better for his dad.
And whenever First looks down at his glove, he knows his dad is watching.
It just feels like my dad's on the field with me. It feels better than just having a normal glove and not having anything to represent my dad. I'm playing for him. That's really all.
Mark Skol Jr., Texas News Watch. This isn't your typical wheelchair.
Just as soon as I got in one of these chairs, I was like, this is fun.
This wheelchair is designed for wheelchair rugby, and it's competitive.
Yes, it's a full contact sport, so it can flip over, which again is part of the appeal.
The adaptive athletics program at the University of Houston takes pride in giving its members a chance to challenge disability stereotypes.
Disability is often seen as fragile. People are often treated with kid gloves. And this allows people to come out and crash into someone. And I'm not fragile. I like to get hit really hard.
Playing rugby in one of these wheelchairs doesn't just give the players a chance to be active. It also makes them feel enabled.
You see huge changes in quality of life. You see people just gain a lot in terms of just not only medical benefits, but just self-confidence. And it opens up a lot of different avenues.
You learn things that you never knew. Teamwork, friendships, trust, life. You learn life.
Mark Skol Jr., Channel 2 Sports.
Ready, ball!
Mariano Reynoso hasn't seen a baseball in 30 years.
Once I lost my sight, I never thought I was going to play baseball or anything like it again.
Ready, ball!
But playing beat baseball for the Austin Blackhawks gives him a chance to play the game he loves.
Ready to go, Mariano!
Beat baseball is just as competitive as any other sport. Blind sport or sighted sport, just same level of competition, very intense.
The objective in baseball is to keep your eye on the ball, but in beat baseball, it's important to listen for this sound.
Tracking the sound is basically the most important part. Of course, if you cannot see, if you don't have any sound, you are lost.
But with the help from head coach Jonathan Fleming, the Blackhawks are able to find their way on the field.
They're appreciative. They know they can't do it without us, but we wouldn't do it without them.
The Blackhawks' mission isn't only to empower the blind. With 9 Beat Baseball World Series titles to their name, the Blackhawks want to bring another trophy back to Austin.
The goal is always to win the championship, but the biggest thing is to just play the best that you possibly can so that you can walk off the field saying, I tried my best.
And something as simple as a beep makes all the difference.
There's, tons of opportunity in the world for everybody. You just got to go out and look for it.
Mark Skol Jr., Texas News Watch.
It's gonna be fun, man. Let's break 7.
But first tonight, we're taking a look at the Astros weekend. Good evening, I'm Mark Skol Jr. Astros and Blue Jays tonight at the Juice Box. Astros on a season-long 3-game losing streak. Also lost 6 of 8 entering tonight. But the bats were swinging at Minute Maid. Yuli Gurriel jump-started the night with a no-doubt 2-run homer in the first to give the Astros the lead. Then in the fourth, the red-hot Alex Bregman hits a 2-run shot of his own to the opposite field to put the Astros up 7-2. And then Marwin Gonzalez joins in on the fun and blasts a 3-run shot to right. Astros would score 9 runs in the fourth and go on the win 16-7. One Astros legend joined the best baseball team of all time. Jeff Bagwell is now a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Last weekend was the induction, but the celebration isn't over yet. Minute Maid Park has devoted this weekend to the new Hall of Famer, and Bagwell is excited to be with the fans who mean so much to him.
I want to thank the Astros fans. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. I can't tell you how much being around you guys in the city and showing me the love and my family. I love you so much for everything that you've done for me.
For the first time in franchise history, Texans training camp is not in Houston. Instead, it's in West Virginia, which brings a change of scenery, a change of climate, and a change of pace for the team.
It's great up here. I mean, it's a chance for us to bond. It's a chance for us to eliminate distractions and have good practices and become a better football team.
And the players aren't just excited about getting back to football. They're also excited to be out at the Houston heat.
I think it's good for guys that it's not acclimated and not used to that heat, because, when you're in Houston, you're thinking about surviving the heat. But out here, it's assignment, it's football.
Another first for the Texans is that Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt are healthy at the same time, and they think they can take the Texans' defense to new heights.
With him out there, it's always going to be good for not just me, for everybody around him, for the defense itself.
It's going to be great. I mean, just to see the talent that we have and the ability to put it all on the field at the same time and to come from different angles, it's going to be really special.
Definitely some firsts out in West Virginia, but there's one thing the Texans do miss at the Greenbrier.
We miss the Houston fans. We know how important it is to them, our training camp there. We'll be back there in a few weeks, and we'll have a couple open practices for them.
Texans fans are excited to see their team back in town, and the Texans are certainly excited to be out of that Houston heat. Speaking of the heat, Caroline Brown has more. There's more evidence about the risk of permanent brain damage in football players. When looking at the brains of deceased NFL players, CTE was found in 99% of pros, according to the medical journal JAMA. Professionals are not the only players at risk. The brain disease was found in 91% of college players and 21% of high school athletes. Players with CTE suffered from memory loss, mood disorders, and even showed symptoms of dementia before their death. An ACL injury might ruin an athlete's season, but there's good news for recovering players. People who've had the surgery to repair their ACL were able to recover well, according to a 10-year study of 1,300 patients. Even a decade later, patients reported staying active and maintaining a high quality of life. Those who had a more difficult time recovering were more likely to smoke and be overweight. On to college football. Bedlam in Norman, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma battling it out for the Big 12 title. Sooners down 3-0 in the second as Heisman candidate Baker Mayfield feels the pressure in the pocket and rolls to his right to find Heisman candidate D.D. Westbrook, who steps on a dime and struts into the end zone for the 69-yard touchdown. One of the 3 touchdowns from Mayfield on the day, who said he is coming back for his senior season. Cowboys tie it up, then take a 17-10 lead on a Mason Rudolph keeper, but the game is tied at 17 at the half. In the third, Samaje Perine rumbles his way into the end zone for his only touchdown of the ballgame, but he finishes with 239 yards rushing on the day. Oklahoma takes it 38-20, which gives OU its 10th Big 12 title under Bob Stoops. Everett Withers wrapping up his season at Texas State, taking on Arkansas State and trying to end the year on a high note. Down 13-0 in the second, Connor White finds a wide-open Mason Hayes for the touchdown. Bobcats down 13-7 at the half. Third quarter, the Bobcats elect to go for it on fourth down, and Tyler Sadzinski breaks free for a 34-yard touchdown run to give the Bobcats a 14-13 second-half lead. But the Red Wolves go on to score 23 unanswered points and run away with it. Bobcats lose their 10th game of the year, 36-14. Texas basketball was able to snap a 3-game skid with a 77-68 win over Alabama last night, and it was quite an interesting one to say the least. Horns down 12 at the break, but they opened the second half on a 19-6 run, which was capped off by Kerwin Roach's and one finish. 45-44 Horns lead. Smart credits the defense in the second half with the win as Eric Davis gets the steal and tosses it up to Tevin Mack, who makes it look easy. Tie game at 47 all. Texas had been struggling from long distance, just 5 of 14, but Jacob Young hit 3 of them, which provided enough separation for Texas to pull this one out. Now the challenge for Shaka Smart is replicating last night's second half performance.